Niccolò Machiavelli wasn't just a political philosopher. He was a brutal realist, a man who dissected human behavior with surgical precision and came to one terrifying conclusion. Trust is a dangerous illusion. To understand Machiavelli is to understand the truth about power, betrayal, and survival. In a world where everyone wears a mask, where every handshake might hide a knife, the man who trusts blindly is the first to fall. Machiavelli did not hate people. He understood them, and in that understanding, he saw what most refuse to see. People will betray, manipulate, lie, and exploit when it suits them. This is not paranoia. This is history. This is human nature. And in this long-form breakdown, we will explore Machiavelli's dark truths about trust, the psychology behind betrayal, and why the most powerful men in history learned to move in silence, doubt everyone, and plan as if every ally could become an enemy. Let us dive into the hard, raw truths of life, leadership, and loyalty through the mind of one of the most misunderstood thinkers in history. Trust no one, a principle carved from blood and betrayal. Machiavelli's Italy was not the peaceful utopia of modern dreams. It was a battlefield. City-states like Florence, Venice, Milan, and Rome were locked in constant warfare. The papacy waged political crusades. Nobles murdered rivals over land, and foreign armies swept through the region like storms. Trust was currency, and it was spent fast and burned often. Machiavelli observed that the most powerful rulers, the ones who endured, were those who trusted sparingly and ruled with suspicion. Not because they were cruel, but because they were realists. From Cesare Borgia to Ferdinand of Aragon, the great leaders that Machiavelli admired used trust as a tool, not a belief. They built alliances with caution and betrayed with precision. They smiled in public and plotted in private. And if they didn't, they died. The man who believes everyone is good becomes food for wolves. The dual nature of man. One of Machiavelli's core insights was that human beings have a dual nature. There is the face they show and the truth they hide. And often, the face is far more charming than the truth. He wrote, "Everyone sees what you appear to be. Few experience what you really are. People say they're loyal until loyalty costs them something. People promise honesty until honesty is inconvenient. People claim to love you until their desires shift." Machiavelli understood that you cannot govern based on words. You must govern based on incentives, pressure, and power. The wise leader assumes betrayal is not only possible, but likely. To Machiavelli, human nature was not evil, but self-interested. And in moments of crisis, the true self emerges. This is why trust is dangerous, because the people closest to you are often the ones who can hurt you the most. Allies today, enemies tomorrow. History is full of alliances that dissolved into wars. Friends who became enemies. Families torn apart by greed. Machiavelli believed this wasn't rare. It was the rule. When you are weak, people offer help. When you gain power, they offer friendship. But when your power threatens theirs, they offer betrayal. This is the cycle Machiavelli warned of. And it's why he advised rulers to maintain control through fear and respect, not affection. Affection is fleeting, but fear endures. The more people love you, the more they expect from you. The more they fear you, the less they dare to take. He wasn't saying to be cruel for no reason. He was saying that in a world of shifting loyalties, kindness must be balanced with ruthlessness. The illusion of morality. One of Machiavelli's most controversial ideas was that a ruler should not be bound by traditional morality. Why? Because others are not bound by it either. If your enemy is willing to lie, cheat, and kill to take your position, then your morality becomes your weakness. Machiavelli wasn't telling people to be evil. He was telling them to be adaptive. A man who wishes to act entirely up to his professions of virtue soon meets with what destroys him among so much that is evil. In other words, If you act with purity in a corrupt world, you will be devoured. Trusting people to act morally is a gamble, and history shows the odds are not in your favor. Power is protected by distance. The closer someone is to you, the more power they have to hurt you. Machiavelli believed that true power is maintained by distance. The ruler must be visible enough to inspire loyalty, but distant enough to remain untouchable. This is why kings had layers of advisors, why generals kept secrets, why presidents today surround themselves with bodyguards, barriers, and buffers. Familiarity breeds comfort. Comfort breeds disrespect, and disrespect invites betrayal. Keep your circle tight. Keep your emotions tighter. Never show your full hand. Betrayal is inevitable. Plan for it. To trust no one doesn't mean you live in fear. It means you live in preparation. Machiavelli advised that a ruler must always plan for betrayal. This doesn't mean paranoia. It means strategic awareness. Always assume. Friends may flip. Lovers may leave. Advisors may deceive. Allies may turn enemies. And if they don't, good. But if they do, you're ready. This mindset makes you unbreakable, because betrayal only destroys the unprepared. Use trust strategically. Here's the paradox. Machiavelli didn't say never trust. He said, use trust like a weapon. Make others trust you so you can influence them. Make others reveal their weaknesses while hiding yours. Make others depend on you, but never depend on them. In politics, business, war, and even love, trust can be a powerful illusion. But the Machiavellian man controls that illusion. He gives just enough to pull people close, but never enough to be vulnerable. Trust outwardly. Prepare inwardly. Final thoughts, cold wisdom, survival truth. Machiavelli was not a cynic. He was a survivor. He watched powerful men fall because they believed in appearances, because they trusted too deeply, because they thought kindness guaranteed loyalty. But the world doesn't work like that. The world is full of masks, full of agendas, full of shifting loyalties. And the man who thrives is not the most trusting. He is the most aware. So trust no one blindly. Question everything. Expect betrayal. Not because you are weak, because you are strong enough to see the truth. This is the Machiavelli Guide. This is your blueprint to power, strategy, and survival. Because in the end, it's not about paranoia. It's about power. And power begins when you stop expecting others to protect you and start preparing to protect yourself. Trust is beautiful, but preparation is freedom. Never forget it.